Morning, good morning. It's so nice to see you all today. I'm Jennifer Salazar. This is my second year conducting the Awards for Excellence. So this year, please don't say, oh, Candy Jr. So it's good to be here. Candy Brennan, it wishes you all her best. She's still enjoying retirement. She's very happy. We invite her, but she's like, I'm good after that many years. So I also want to introduce you to our moderator today and one of my favorite staff members. I can't say that, but she's on my team and she's fabulous, Angel Hansen.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
We will save all questions for the end, so please write them down. So before we get started, good morning. Before we get started, did you know just by you applying for the Awards for Excellence and attending the Awards for Excellence, you are helping the Education Foundation, a part of the Bureau that we help high school students all the way up to the greatest generation of Americans. I put this in your packet because I don't want to take too much time to go over each department, because today I really want to focus on the training and some new things that we're excited to share with everyone. Also in your packet are important dates. I highly encourage you all to check your emails the next few weeks, the next few months. Also encourage you to look at your BBB newsletters. How many of you all receive a BBB newsletter? Wonderful. They're wonderful information. Please read those because we will have important announcements as we go. Also, we are very brave up here. We want to make sure that you have the best chances to win that pinnacle. So we have our contact information. Now, we will not give you the answers, but we will help you along the way. Please feel free to contact us or call us. Also, here's the big news. I'm glad you're all sitting down. This will be the first year in BBB Awards history that you will have the power to choose your own category. Now, there are a few rules to that. First off, if you are a jeweler and you apply under a roofer, I will contact you and say, hey, we need to make sure that this is correct. Because what we're going to do is we're going to look at your BBB profile and we're going to look at your type of business. We're going to make sure the type of business is in alignment with the category that you chose, right? If it's not, we'll contact you. We'll see if maybe we need to update it on our end because we're human, or if maybe you accidentally clicked the wrong thing on your end. Also, we have to realize this year we are going for 31 categories. In order for a category to be official, we need three companies or nonprofits in a category, unaffiliated. If we only have two, we're going to have to put you in another category, but we'll work with you to make sure it's in alignment again with the Bureau. First time in history, nonprofits, I see our nonprofits here. You'll have two categories. You'll have the large category for nonprofits, the small category for nonprofits, and that's based on your yearly revenue. So that's huge. That's the first time we've ever done that. Now, the next thing that's big and new, and we're very excited about this. This year, we are requesting that everyone that applies for the awards at least have a representative. Because what if you win the pinnacle? We would hate for your name to be announced and nobody comes on the stage. That has happened so many years in a row. We want to honor you. You took the time to fill out this application. So whatever we got to do to get you there, let us know. You can have a representative from your company, but we want you there. If you're unable to attend and you win the pinnacle, we're going to have to give it to the next person up because we want to recognize this is our biggest event of the year. We're proud that you are our members. We want to celebrate you. This year, you have two ways to apply. Like last year, you can apply online or you can apply paper. Okay. Now, here's the major news online. We have some new features this year. You can save your work as you go, and we have the save button after every single question. Because if you're like me, you get so into it, sometimes you might forget to save. Also, this video will be uploaded next week. So as you're filling out your application, you can pause it at any time and go watch the video. And you can go back and your work is there. As of now, that is everything that I have to say. Again, all questions will be answered at the end. Now I'm going to turn it over and let them introduce themselves and do their portion of the training. The Silver Foxes.
Thanks, Jennifer. My name is Joseph Tung. I'm president of Silver Fox Advisors. We've been in Houston 38 years, and I'm not really sure how long we've been judging the award, but it's been a while. Last year, I was in charge of the process. This year, I'm going to introduce my two fellow Foxes. They're in charge this year. Herb Coleman is the chair of our organizational outreach committee. He'll be in charge of the grading process, and Spencer Key is the vice chair of our marketing committee. All three of us are graders, and we have approximately 20, usually average about 20 Silver Foxes that will grade the process. Last year, we did a training video blog. Don't watch that one. That one was me. This one will be better. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Herb.
I'm Herb Calvin, and I'm in the Silver Fox for about 3.5 years. And I remember the first event that I came to, the first Silver Fox event that I came to was actually the Pinnacle Awards speakers. And I said, what is this? So my next association with the DVD was somebody said, you need to take this bag of applications and grants. I did. So I wondered what I was doing with that. Then I guess last year, 21, when they had the award ceremony, I went. I was just so blown away. Such a great event, such nice people. I was impressed with the people that were entering the contest and their businesses and how they thought about their businesses. And I'm really proud and honored to be here. In the Silver Foxes that'll be grading, and anyway, I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, sir. Clint Kripke, been at Silver Fox for just coming on a year now, but some of my first work was with the Better Business Bureau and the grading. I helped Joseph last year, and I think I won the award for grading the most applications. So it's good to see everybody participate and answer the questions and going through it all. Some of the training today we're going to do is just going to help clarify you so you can really have the best opportunity to make your best foot forward. It's like when I teach my teenagers to study for their exams and write their papers and stuff like that, I want to give them the tips and tricks that are going to go for it. And, it's like going to see the professor. I think Jennifer touched on that. Go see your teachers, go ask them questions. Okay, we're kind of the teachers. We can't answer the questions because it's your business. It's your nonprofit. It's everything else that goes along with that. But we're here today to go through some of that, have some questions at the end, just to give you the process, how it goes through. I might say process. I'm a Canadian, so I'll data something every once in a while, but everything here, we're here to help. We've all been in business or worked in a business or key executives in a business, so we know a lot about what goes on and everything else. So we just put the questions together, so slightly revamped, made a smaller list this year, so you'll see some changes, and just trying to get the best information possible so we can, differentiate between everybody and get those Pinnacle Awards out there. Thank you.
Well, so we'll start with the training. We've got some we've got something that I think is in the handout, which is the tips to do a good application. But really, I've been in business, and if there's one thing everybody likes to do is talk about their business because you're proud of it. And when do you get that chance to do it? You really don't, because if you're selling, you can't talk about your business. You got to talk about the customer's business, right? You don't have a chance. You never have a chance to talk about your business. Guess what? Here's your chance. So as you answer the questions, we're going to give you some tips, but the biggest tip is it's your business. Be proud of it. Show your pride in the business and show how much you enjoy it, because really, if you're not enjoying your business, then it's going to show, and you shouldn't be doing it anyway if you're not enjoying it. So anyway, the process. So the application should reflect your organization's integrity with commitment to your customers, clients, and community. Take the time necessary to complete a thorough application. The application is not a one-hour project. In my experience, when I had to write something that somebody was going to look at and judge from what I wrote, and I didn't have my charming smiley face to cover up the mistakes, I would write it and I'd set it aside and come back and look at it. And I can't tell you how many times I would see a sentence that was really a paragraph or maybe 2 paragraphs, rewrote them, and I think I had a clearer, I think I gave clearer thoughts with that. So think about that, please.
Yeah, I think, going on what Herb said, and, the new feature of having the saving that Jennifer talked about, that really gives you the opportunity. I can remember so many that I reviewed last year that, like Herb said, it was 1 paragraph of 15 sentences that should have been broken up into 15 sentences, but it was 1 sentence. So you're kind of reading it through that. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing grammar. I'm doing grammar on them while I'm doing it. Got my red pen out as a teacher and figure things like that. But really take your time, put your thoughts down, put points, and put them into a paragraph. And then, some of the things that I like to do, and I will touch on this, is speak it to your team, right? Sit down once you've done it all. Get up in front of your team or in front of the mirror if you're afraid of getting in front of your team, but go through it. Say, here's the question, here's my answer. What do you think? Get some feedback. There's more than one person that helped you with your business, whether it's a nonprofit business or a for-profit business. So it's going through all that. And there's only 6 questions, plus a bonus question to help for ties and stuff like that. So it's not a lot, but you think of it as a 15-minute presentation you're making on your business that you would do at a networking group or something like that, different ways like that. So one of the things also is just follow the directions. The questions ask for 2 examples, provide 2 examples. Don't provide 3, don't provide 7, don't provide 1. We look for the small little things sometimes. Are you following instructions, right? Following directions. It kind of gets, those are the small little things. If it's 15 marks, well, you want to lose a mark for that? No, you don't. So it's just going with that. So, and if you can't, in some ways, don't have 2 examples, explain why. What it is in the questions. Complete all the answers. We'd like to have like 12 point. Some of us are older and need glasses and need to see better, so we might enlarge it a little bit more. But so it's a good font to use, at least that one. So return your completed application by the deadline. And as you know, late entries will not be judged. Period. There's 10 weeks to get this done. There's no extra time. There's no my dog ate the homework. There's no anything that can go on. You have enough time to get it done. Try and have it done in half the time, and then you got 5 weeks extra to go from there. So
I'm going to take the next 3 combination to kind of move this along a little bit faster. A lot of people copy and paste. We get a lot of applications that came from last year or the year before. It's pretty obvious when you wrote an application before the pandemic, and then we ask you questions about the pandemic, and you copy and paste. Also, there's a lot of shortcuts. I'm a lawyer by training, and so the things that bug me may not bug them, but I don't like to see acronyms. I don't know what they are. I don't like to see grammar mistakes. I don't like to see 15-sentence paragraphs. So when you realize that this is not your business isn't writing applications, right? You don't do that for a living. We give you a lot of grace for that. We understand that as well. We also understand it's a competition, right? So you have to stand out from everybody else. So if yours is messy or yours doesn't have the required effort, we're probably not going to give it a lot of thought. Usually what happens is Pinnacle Winner is the best one, right? So for you to stand out above everybody else, it's got to be different from everybody else, which means it's got to focus on your business. You can't compete with everybody else on the application. You have to compete with yourself. Tell us about your business. Half the time I'll read an application, I have no idea what you do. I'm not going to go on the website. I'm not going to go research it. If I can't tell what you do from the application and why I should care about it and why you're passionate about it, I'm probably not going to win. That's it. The next part is supporting evidence, links. I think I covered that. You want to cover supporting evidence? We'll go to the next page.
Okay. Yeah, words speak. Yeah. Okay. Write persuasively. Use compelling words in an active tense. For example, our crew repaired the roof. Not the entire roof was repaired by our crew. So it's just positive. It's easier to read, easier to follow.
Now that I'm reading the categories, I realize I just covered all of it. Sorry. I skipped all those words. That's a good example, though, right? Like you can say a lot in a few sentences. doesn't have to be broken up into 10. But the thing that I think is most important, which I think my fellow Foxes will agree with, we need to get to know your business, and we need to get to know it clearly and personally from your perspective, because you're the one that knows your business. We don't.
Right, and so I didn't mention my background's public accounting, so I've seen tons of businesses through the years, and it's really, maybe I'm sort of crazy, but I really enjoy reading them. So I really enjoy learning about them. I think everybody does. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but it's fun to hear what you have to say about your business. You know, if you want to win, it's an assignment. I remember when we first had children, and I wasn't taking an active part, and I finally started taking an active part. My wife asked, what did I do differently? I said, I assigned that project a client number so I could charge time to it. So, you know.
Bill it.
Yeah, well, I couldn't bill it. I get paid. That's okay. But get paid now. Now I get the dividends. But make it a task. Make it something you want to do. Get somebody involved or have somebody else do it. It's your business, it's your responsibility. But, you know, if you want to win, if you want to show your business the best, make sure that you spend the time and effort.
Just going on that with what Herb said, just find the best person to do that. And it may not be you, it may be somebody else in your organization that has a passion for that, or is good at the writing part, and you can sit down and collaborate with them. So bring it all together. It's you know, your business has got employees and coworkers and everything else, how you put it together. Get them involved in it. This is, you know, your business being a success is a success for them. So any way you can bring that into there and then bring that feeling out to us, that we see that there's that passion and everything else that goes with it. Those are things that really stand out when you read an application. You start picking up different things like that. And we made the question so that there's specific content. There's hopefully no confusion. We'll see it in a second if there's lots of questions or not. And there's no repeatable content. So it's sort of answer one question, go on to the next. Some of it, small little overlaps to it, but it really gets into a lot of that stuff. So.
Yeah, we did a couple things different this year. We decreased the number of questions to 6. We felt like we had some that overlapped last year. And the other thing that we did, we felt like there was confusion with the bonus question last year. So what we've done with the bonus question this year is it's basically going to be a tiebreaker in your group. So if we have people that are tied or close to being tied, we're going to be grading. We're going to grade all of the tiebreaker questions, but you know, your most important task is to answer those 6. They have different values, but we'll look at those and we'll be looking at the bonus question, but that's how it's going to be used.
This may sound counterintuitive, but in order to be the best, it's oftentimes important to talk about the worst time you had. And so our application has the meat of it, questions 3, 4, and 5, 60% of your score, is really asking you how you dealt with a hardship, how you dealt with difficulty, how you dealt with the worst. For whatever reason, a lot of people, ourselves included, probably don't want to share that with anybody, right? We only want to show our best foot forward, our best faith. That's fine. That's what questions 1, 2, and 6 are about. But we also want to know how you differentiate yourself, because how you deal with the worst of times shows just as much as how you deal with the best of times. So that's really important to us. A lot of people try to avoid those questions. We don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine here. Nothing to see. It's hard for us to really relate to that or to grade it against somebody who says, we went through this incredible hardship. We almost lost the company, and this is how we turned it around. That's going to win. Nothing to see here is not going to win. Sorry.
And if I may add on to that, if you don't mind, your applications are only seen by the judges. Now, I look at only like, okay, did you turn in your payment? Did you have a full application? Did you turn in your logo? Then I turn it in. I don't read it. Nobody from the BBB staff reads it. Now I make sure you're in the right category too. This is confidential. It only goes to these gentlemen. So it's okay to talk about the worst of times because it's not going to leak to the public or anything. It's confidential. It's on a secure line, online and everything, so.
Yeah, we don't, and you obviously don't have to share anything personal, like personal data. Don't give us social security number, don't give us your bank account, don't give us that. We're talking about narrative stories about struggle and overcoming that, right? And that can be told in a way that doesn't, destroy any confidentiality or result in any type of secrets being let out. Some you don't want to share, that's fine, we understand that, but you at least need one story or one example of overcoming a struggle, especially after the pandemic. Now that we're a little bit removed from that, almost all our questions last year were about the pandemic, because, that's kind of looming over us. Now that it's not, it's a mixed story, right? Both of success and of challenge. And so we encourage you to be able to find that. And again, we don't know your company that way. Even if we were to look at the website, it's unlikely it's on there. Some companies do share that, but most do not.
Check your work for typos and good grammar. That counts. It's hard to read if the grammar, it's hard to give good grades if the grammar's bad. The spelling is the easiest part, right? Because you have spell check. So, if it doesn't have it on the application, then you should do it in Word and transfer it in. Obviously, what we've been talking about is to be passionate about your business. I think that's how I started, because I think it's important, and I think it's the most important thing. And review your work and have fun. I mean, this is, you get to talk about your business, and at least two people have to look at it. We get to, you actually have an audience.
That's right. It's double graded, so we have two Silver Foxes that will look at it. And then if it's a tie, we're going to go with a tiebreaker and probably have a third Silver Fox look at it as well. So you're getting a lot there. But remember, this is a competition, right? You are in 31 categories. You probably know who your competition is, or you should know who your competition is. But you need to stand out. So what's going to make you stand out between your competition? That's where the research comes in, that you look at those things and you put them all together so that you know what you can do. And it's like, how do I stand out in this group? Right? You don't have to stand out in all the BBB, but in your category. How do I stand out? What makes me different from that? That really goes back in, that passion we talk about all the time. And it's different from writing it down than standing up in front of people, right? You can have a great story standing up in front of people, but you can't put it on paper. So
this application is a blueprint for business owners that want to work on their business rather than in their business. The bonus question reflects that by saying, what were your goals in 2022? How did you miss them, or did you meet them? How can you improve that for 2023? Our passion is for helping businesses get better. And so that's reflected in all these questions. It's not a checklist, right? It is a way to understand your business, for you to understand your business so you can help your business do better.
I think we're done. We can open it up to questions.
Applications go live on Monday. You have 10 weeks to apply. Please do not wait till July 6th at 4:58. Last year we had about 22 that came in last minute. We got them processed, but we literally shut down the website at 5 p.m. Even if you call Dan, it's done. It's done. This was voted on by the boards and everything. It's done. So July 6th, 5 p.m., please don't wait till the last minute. Go ahead and get those in when you're ready. 10 weeks to apply. You can save at any time.